Hi, Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I want to speak about one of the most important photography concepts for me. I would say for me the most important, but there are several concepts and we don't all agree, so I would say one of them. This concept is the reason when it's not understood and not properly used, it's the reason why some people, they always have problem to have two photos in a row without having one overexposed and the following one underexposed and really not getting stable exposure. And this reason is what we call light fall off. This is the key to photography. And I see so many people that are lost, they don't understand why. They make 3, 4, 5 pictures in a row of someone and they don't have stable exposure despite not touching anything on the camera. This is what we're going to speak about. So let's start. I need a few things to show you. A backdrop, sorry, it's a bit wrinkled, but doesn't really matter. A source of light, a light meter, and a meter, so I can measure and show you how the light fall is. This concept is so useful. Most photographers don't realize how important it is to understand this. So let's start. I have decided to do that with continuous light. Why? And in video, so you see it in real time, but obviously everything I explain here is for anything. It can be photography, videography, or lighting a theater stage, for example. That's exactly the same thing. The way the light fall off is, it works always the same. Okay, so I use continuous light so you see in video in real time what I'm doing. Let's be honest, very often when you hear about light fall off, someone will say, this is the inverse square law. And then you just look up your brain and you think, oh, that was at school, I hate mathematics, I hate physics, but physics and mathematics are here around us and we need them. But instead of telling you the thing in mathematics, I'm going to tell it in English. So basically, every time you multiply the distance between the light and your subject by 2, you divide the amount of light that reaches your subject by 4. Or every time you divide the distance between your subject and the light by 2, you multiply the amount of light that gets to your subject by 4. Now I'm going to show you measuring so you see the results and you know how to apply it to your photography or videography or whatever, okay? But forget about mathematics. Let's check something simple. Obviously, the figures I give you here are irrelevant for you in the way that this is, the exposure is calculated so you can see me, okay? Obviously, on your camera, depends what you're doing, you may have different figures. But what I want to tell you is, if I tell you it's f16, doesn't mean you have to be also on f16. It's f16 for me, but maybe not for you. But I want to show you the fall off, how it goes on, okay, according to the distance. And second, when you will make pictures or video, you will have to calculate the exposure depending on the distance and the light source you have, the setting you want, all this, okay? So what's important now is to see the fall off, not to hear specific figures. I start to suffer right now because to have more or less precise results, you need to have spotlight. If you use a softbox, yes, there is a light fall off, but the surface of the softbox influences also on the results. The fact that I've got this here that sends some light back and the white ceiling and all this may influence also on the results. It's not really precise. I would need to get everything in the dark to do it properly, but still you will see the results, okay? Let's start at 50 centimeters. Here, let's see here, okay, 50 centimeters. And I get f22. And here now I go on 1 meter, which is here. I get f11. So f22 to f16, 1 stop, down to f11, 2 stops. So I double the distance, I divided the amount of light by 4. Now let's go at 2 meter. Try to see what I can do. Okay, 2 meter is here, okay. 5.6 here. So it means also I duplicate the distance by 2 from 1 meter to 2 meter. I divided the amount of light by 4. But as you can see, In the first meter, from 50 to 1 meter, I dropped by 4 times the light, and here I had to go on extra meter to divide again by 4. It means the fall off is a lot faster here than here, and this affects a lot in photography. You will see why it's important to understand that. I'm back to the civilized world for my eyes, okay, with the softbox back. So what does this mean? This means that right now, you've seen that the fall off is a lot faster here than there. So let's say you make a picture of me, and the exposure is set to my face here. I don't move, that's fine. But if I go this way, I cut in half the distance, then I've got 4 times more light, and then I'm overexposed. And then if I move this way, let's say double the distance, more or less, then I've got 4 times less light, then I am underexposed. When you are really close to the light source, it's so important to have a fixed distance, not moving. So if you do product or object, that's no problem. But if you do a person that moves, that's a problem. Let's say you make a picture of a kid that moves a lot. You will have overexposed, underexposed, well exposed, underexposed all the time. But if you go to this part where the fall off is a lot slower, then if the person moves like this, it doesn't change too much. Or let's say you make a picture of a group of person at a wedding, you make 3 rows, you place the first row here and you expose for the row, that's fine. The second and the third are well underexposed. Or you expose for the last one, the first one is completely overexposed, the second one escaped maybe, and the third one is well exposed. But if you move your party all here, you got the 3 rows. The difference in light fall between the first row and the last row is a lot slower. It means there will be probably, everyone will be well exposed or easy to adjust. If you put even further, the fall off is even slower. Okay, so it's so important you understand that. I see many people making mobile photography with a flash that is really close to the subject, and the model goes forward, backward, this way. Okay, and I have so many overexposed or underexposed pictures just because they don't realize that this change in distance affects a lot the light. Now we're going to check how it affects on backdrops, okay, because many people don't realize this also. By the way, if you wanted to help me, I'll remind you I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. It's a new version. There's a join button just below. No video there, it's just to help me. And I thank you for it. You just click on join button. It costs $1.99, I think, euros every month. And you get a small star next to your name, so I answer your question with priority. Thank you so much. That really helps me. I also have affiliate links in description. Please use them. And if you wanted to buy a Luminar Neo or Aperture by Skylum, get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. 10% on top of any offer they have. You still place the code, it's even cheaper for you. And with ERIC20, you get 20% discount on K&F website. K&F is, well, K&F Concept product like tripod, filters, bags, all this, and more brands. So use it, you save some money, 20%. That's not bad. Thank you so much. That really helps me. Let's carry on. So right now I'm here. The distance is this one. Gives me f8, and here f4. Okay, 4 times less light on my face and on the f8, f4. I've put the softbox again. It's not as precise. Okay, but still we see the fall off. Okay. Now many people want to change the background lighting. So what most people do, they say, I want this darker, I'm going to put the light further. Okay, so take the light, take it further, okay, put about, meter, something more than meter. Now I'm going to put the power, full power, okay. Here on my face now I have f4, okay, f4, 3.6, okay, and the backdrop 2.8. So 1/3, 2/3 depends exactly when I move. Okay. So before I had 4 times less light on the background. Now I've got almost the same light. So clearly, if you want a darker background, that's not a good idea. Okay. And this is where you actually realize that a good photography studio needs a long space, not nearly wide. High is good, but wide is okay. It's important is that it's long, because the solution is to put away your subject and the lighting. You saw if I stayed there, it was everything in the same amount of light, but here right now, 5.6, 2.0, 2.2, okay, depends if I press. In Spanish I have 2.2, okay, depends how I move, okay. Because why? Because you expose for your subject, so it means that the backdrop doesn't receive light. So it means that if I would put the lighting and the camera even further, the backdrop will be even darker. And many people don't understand this. They want to have a dark backdrop, but what they do is actually they put the light away, but the subject is still stuck to the backdrop. So it's important you leave some space in the back. So I've put it a lot further. So you see the backdrop is even darker. Right now I've got 5.6, okay, I'm going to measure here. 1.6, okay. So you see the further I place the light and the person from the backdrop, or the subject, can be an object, whatever, the more the drop. But if I was exposing for myself here I've got 1.6 on my face here. Yeah, or let's see, 1.6, and here I've got 1.6. I've got the same result. In Spanish and French version, I've got 1.8, 1.6, but I moved everything, so you see the difference. Okay, so it means the big mistake many people make, they don't realize the importance of light fall off. And what they do is they don't calculate it, and they place the light source the wrong way and the subject the wrong way. So I'm back here, you see the result, the spec is different, okay? So I hope you understood the concept. It means that it's so important that you take into account the distance between your source of light and your subject, because it's going to change everything. It all depends on what you're doing. Sometimes you want not much light fall off, sometimes you want a lot of light fall off. Let's say, as I said, you're at a wedding, you make the groups, you don't want much light fall off. Or on the other hand, you want to have a character with a portrait and something like this, you want a lot of light fall off. It's important that you realize how to do it. Having a light meter is really useful. You can do with the camera, but I recommend you use a light meter. What I say is not just for lighting like this. It can be a flash, it can be natural light also. Let's say you are behind a window with some see-through curtains, and unless you get a beam of sun directly on your face, then normally it's like if it was a softbox. And you will see that if you step away from the window, you will also have this light fall off. You can play with it. We'll do some exercise also outdoor with the artificial light, a flash, and the ambient light, and have the subject and create a really dark ambient, and you will realize that the distance of the light with your subject is also really important. All this works with anything. It can be product photography. Maybe you have a still, several products, and you have a light that is really close, and you don't realize that the first product receives a lot more light than the one in the background. So you need to know this. I always recommend you use a light meter. It's a lot faster and precise. Yes, you can use your camera, but a light meter will save you errors and mistakes, and many trial and errors. It goes a lot faster using this. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, the small button on here and the small bell. If you click on the bell, we'll get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. I'll remind you, I've activated a new version of my member area. Join button just below. You get a small star next to your name, so I answer with priority. This is a small benefit you get, and I thank you so much because that really helps me. Also have affiliated links in description, please use them. And if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo or Aperty by Skylum, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. 10% on top of any offer they have. You still place the code and you save some money, so great. with the code ERIC20, you get a 20% with Ken Faith website. There you will find all the accessories by K&F Concept and more brands. So use it. That helps me. That helps you. We all save money. So thank you so much. Also leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.